All right, here's another video. Is Rivian the next Tesla? No, it's not.
Market, everyone. I'm Kevin Hinks, joined by Alex Coffey and Randy Frederick. Let's get to our first trade of the day, and that is Rivian, the smaller but significant EV car maker. And Alex, I'm going to come to you first. October 5th, Rivian sold off 23% in one day because they had a debt offering and they announced some of their numbers and they had burned through $1 billion in cash. Here's my question. Is the trading community getting this wrong on what Rivian's doing? Because it sounds like they need to raise cash and up production to become profitable.
So here's the issue with Rivian. It's either going to work like Tesla did, or it's not. It seems very binary. UBS comes out, says buy today, price target 24, basically say that they're probably not going to have to do this again for at least a year. But I mean, I don't know if that's a positive. I guess it's not a negative. So that's one thing. The stock's been beaten down a ton. Obviously, the key distinction, though, that I think the problem is everyone wants to find the next Tesla, right? Because Tesla was a superstar investment.
And then hope it's not the next DeLorean.
The problem is Tesla did this when money was cheap.
Yes.
They also didn't have any. They didn't have another big firm that was doing the exact same thing already successfully. They sort of pioneered this space. But I don't think we can discount the fact that how much cheaper money was and how much more willing investors were to pay up for growth and the story that you were selling as opposed to the dollars and cents of the reality of your business. And the reality of Rivian right now is not a good one.
Randy, it says they lose $32,000 every car that they sell. Well, that's a scary statistic. But all it means is they need to ramp up production to get to profitability, correct?
You're right. And again, everything Alex said, once again, is very accurate. I'm an auto enthusiast. I follow the auto industry very, very closely. I have my entire life. But it's a very, very impressive vehicle. If you've had a chance to see one, I haven't had the chance to drive one, but I got a very good look at one of them, and I've read a lot about it. It is quite impressive. But what we have to remember is that they're not just competing with the likes of, say, the Ford F-150 Lightning or maybe the Tesla Cybertruck, if and when that ever comes out. They're actually competing with all of the existing trucks, and most of which are gas-powered. And
Okay, hold on. Did he just say if? I know a lot of people, a lot of these guys, a lot of these car guys are like, if it comes out, they still think it's not real, even though there's like massive tests. There's like spottings all over the place. They just did the Baja Run test like on X. It's coming out, so it's definitely real and it's definitely coming out. So that little jab, I had to talk about that. That's ridiculous.
People are probably less likely to convert to something electric than car people might. But you're right. You can't deny the fundamentals. They lose almost $1 billion every quarter. Depending upon who you ask, they're losing somewhere between 30,000, as you said, to upwards of 100,000 per vehicle. Now, interestingly enough, if you look at a company like Lucid, they're losing something like $300,000 per vehicle. So from that relative basis, it's pretty good, but it certainly doesn't line up well with somebody like Tesla. As Alex said, financing used to be very cheap. It's not any longer. These guys aren't leaders. They are innovative in the sense that they went to the truck market first, but I think it was probably because they probably figured they couldn't compete directly with the Tesla automobiles. But, you know, that's, again, a tougher market because of the loyalty. I mean, the F-150 has been the best-selling vehicle, not just the best-selling truck, for something like 45 years for a reason. Those people are very, very loyal. And you'll see them defect occasionally to places like, you know, the Chevy Silverado or the Dodge truck, but the Ram truck, but not so much. You know, it's a little bit tougher market, I think, to go to. So the fundamentals are there. Alex used a great term, which I think is helpful to sort of understand the reason why I chose the trade example I chose today. He said it's very binary. They do have some cult following, like Tesla has had in the past. They do have an innovative product, but can they survive? I don't know. The stock moves a lot when earnings come out because it's such a big impact, and it's a very, very volatile stock.
Yeah, it's interesting, Randy, and I'm going to come right back to you on this. Ramping up production. borrowing money to ramp up production to get to decrease that loss per vehicle that they have. And remember, they've got Amazon money. It's not like they don't have cash. They went from 10.2 billion in cash to 9.1 billion in cash. So they've got plenty of money. I think they're just trying to race and uptick their production to get more profitable. I've actually, Randy, interesting enough, they're made in downstate Illinois. And so you see a spattering of them around suburban Illinois. You're right. They are impressive looking SUVs. Now, Randy, your final thoughts on this, and you've got a trade for us in Rivian.
Yeah, again, they are very impressive, and they do have some deep pockets behind them, without a doubt. But not every company that starts out in that situation can sustain that for the long run. As Alex said, Tesla had a major advantage in that they actually created this segment. I mean, unless you think the Nissan Leaf was a competitor, I don't. Tesla kind of created this space. Rivian's coming in late to the game. They've come in when the money's a little bit more expensive and difficult to come by. But again, they have put together a very, very impressive product. But there are challenges as well. I mean, I've read a number of articles where if you park the truck for 3 or 4 days, it'll lose like 5 or 6 or 7% of its battery just sitting there. You know, to me, that's kind of like a car leaking gasoline on the ground. We wouldn't tolerate that. So I think there are still some little glitches and things that need to be worked out.
Well, if you leave a gasoline car sitting, the gas evaporates too. So anyway, the Rivians are great trucks. I have heard really good things about them. But the prices are too expensive. So they need to be price parity, or they need to be cheaper. And they need to get the word out on cost savings, how much you'll save on gas, on fuel. Because a realtor friend that we know has a pickup truck, or he had a pickup truck, and he said every month he would spend around $700 a month on gas. And we told him, we have a Model 3 and a Model Y. We have two. And since we got both, we checked, we've been comparing our electricity bill. So to before and after, now our electricity bill went up by $30 a month. So compare that to $700 a month to $30 a month. So when he heard that, he was like all on board and getting a electric car. But that's the problem, is most people don't know that. They don't know the savings you'll get. They think that they just look at the sticker price, the Rivian sticker price, the truck is too expensive. But if you take that into consideration of how much you'll save on gas, if you're spending $500 a month, if you're spending $400 a month on gas, and then you spend $30 a month or $100 a month on electricity, that difference can make up in the car payments. So people just don't look at it that way for some reason. They just see sticker price, and then they're out. They don't do like the simple math of figuring out how much they'll save on fuel and maintenance. And but those are the type of things that I guess it's happening, right? People are doing that. So the price of gas cars, the sale of gas cars is declining, and electric cars are going up because more people are taking the time to do that. But for Rivian's case, I think they'll be profitable by next year. I think, hopefully. I don't want them to go bankrupt. I am a huge Tesla fan, and I know Tesla is way ahead. But I also want I want competition, that it'll be nice to have a few competitors. But Rivian does make good trucks, and they are electric, so I want them to succeed. So I hope that they're profitable by next year. If they make enough and if the demand is there, then by the end of next year, maybe 2025, they'll be profitable, and they could start making some money back and keep expanding, similar to how Tesla did. But the Cybertruck is around the corner. So when that starts to ramp and you have to choose between a Rivian or a Cybertruck, that's going to be quite the choice. So we're going to see what happens. Don't forget, before you go, leave a like on the channel. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my Patreon if you want to help support the show and get exclusive content. I'll see you next time. I'm out of here. Peace.